That's
I
how
actually
much you
made my first million.
1 million.
Yes.
23-year-old.
24.
24-year-old.
When I was 24, 1 year into my job. At that time, there was no even client segmentation. You were just told you're supposed to sell accounts. So you've combed the whole of downtown, you're uptown, you've come to Mama Ngina, Kenyatta Avenue, like that, until you realize, wow, a whole day has gone and I've not even opened one account.
Rebecca, Guma was for the upmarket girls.
I remember the rent was somewhere around 12,000. And we would share the rent, the three of us.
Wow.
4,000, 4,000, 4,000.
Oh, it was 12,000.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have no furniture.
So
you just have a meko
and a what?
And a mattress.
A double. Not a decker bed.
No, you cannot afford a bed.
You are watching The Executive Table with me, Mary Wamai. Here we follow the leadership journeys of our leaders and take the lessons on what to do and what not to do in order to become successful as they are. Let's continue watching. So, Rebecca, it looks like your dream has come true.
Yes.
You're going to be a banker.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Yeah.
How did Monday go when you went for the interview?
So Monday went well.
Yeah.
It was not actually an interview. It was more like asking me a few questions about my growing up, and okay, it was an interview of some sorts, but very easy. Yeah. The guy who was interviewing was even telling me, just relax.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Nothing difficult.
It's not, I'm just
no
going
calculus
to
here.
It's just me and you. There's no panel, just me and you.
Okay.
So he made me comfortable. And actually, he really put a good foundation in me for interviewing, because I learned that the only way you can get to know the person, because in interviews, by the time we're doing the interview, we've done the whole recruitment process, we've gone through the CVs. By the time you're landing on that candidate and you're saying, I want to call them for an interview, you already like the CV. Yes. They have already qualified in terms of education, experience, whatever it is. Now you just want to know their character. So by making someone as comfortable as you can, then you bring out their character. When they are calm, they'll bring out their character. So he made me so calm. So my character came out. And I remember he was either choosing for you to go to the graduate trainee program or to go to the sales program. So when my character was able to come out after I relaxed, he was like, you're perfect for sales.
Wow.
So I'll take you under
short meeting.
The sales program.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you know, these days we also say that you should recruit for attitude.
Yes.
And train for skills.
Yes.
Did you feel like that is what happened to you at that particular moment?
Yes.
In the bank?
For sure it did. Because I was able to bring out my, probably those selling skills, those that character that is warm, bubbly, helpful. And he was like, this one, let her go to the line of sales.
She's perfect for sales.
Yeah, because he was able to get my character, even from my upbringing and all that. He asked me more of background questions and more of me than even the job.
Than the technical stuff. Okay.
He didn't dwell on the technical stuff. He was like, we just need graduates. That's it. We don't care whether you've done anthropology, botany, as long as you've done a degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went into the bank. It's one of the big banks, oldest bank in Kenya, foreign owned.
Tell us which bank.
It is Standard Chartered Bank. I'm so proud of it.
Multinational bank. Rebecca, a banker.
So not just a banker, but a banker of where my mom
multinational.
My mom's first account when she became a teacher, was in Standard Chartered.
Wow.
I remember lining up in those same banking halls, Moy Avenue. And now I'm working in Moy Avenue.
In Moy Avenue. That was quite exciting.
So it was so exciting even for my parents.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were so happy.
Yeah, they were so happy.
Had they accompanied you for the interview?
No.
You and your parents sound like you are like this, very
those
close.
Days, we are so close, but those days, now you are after the teens. I'm now 23, as I told you. Plus also, at that time, you are more independent. Yeah, so I hadn't even gone with any of my relatives or anyone. I
So
just
you
went
just
myself.
told them, I'm going to this place for the interview.
They knew.
And anyway, they knew from the previous
Yesterday
day
we were with them
conversation.
when that conversation was happening.
Yeah.
So they wished me well. My dad told me interviews, you have to go very early. So I arrived like 2 hours before time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was lovely, and it was a whole program where before we even went to where we were stationed, we were taken on a training program for like 2 weeks to a month around there, just to be taught about what what we are selling, what is Standard Chartered, what does it stand for, the culture and values of Standard Chartered. It was a very nice program.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was able to learn a lot of history, a lot of the culture, and how we are expected to behave. One of the trainings that I took away with me, and I still practice it today, is how we present ourselves to customers.
What, executive presence?
Yes, executive presence and professionalism.
Yeah.
So we were taught how we dress affects how people perceive us, how we talk. So we were even done for role plays. Someone comes in dressed in a certain way, and then you asked, would you buy? Would you respect this? Would you think this person works for a bank if you met them?
Would you trust them with your money?
Would you trust them with your money? So I learned that in finance, in financial services especially, banking situation, whatever financial services, whether banking, insurance, investments, whatever, circles, you have to dress in a certain way, professional way. You have to talk in a professional manner. You can't use slang, sheng, what. That, of course, has changed over time because now we have the Gen Zs, we are the millennials now. I'm a millennial. So that has changed because sometimes you also have to take the cue of the client. If they're talking to you in Swahili, it would be prudent also to talk to Swahili.
You adjust to their level.
You adjust to their level. But that time, if you remember, in 2003, 2004, 5, 6, up to actually maybe 2009, banking was very formal, still is, but then it was rigid and you had to carry yourself in a certain way. Even the colors that you wear, black, blue, no shouting colors, no beige, no yellow. It was very
sober
prim
colors.
and proper. Yes. So Stancha taught me that, and because we were going out in the field to meet customers, we were taught that how we dress affects whether the client will buy. So Stancha generally was a good experience. I had...
Now, for a lady, because we are ladies now, would you like to talk a little bit about the dressing etiquette?
Yes.
When you're going either for an interview or when you're making a sales pitch to a prospective client. It doesn't matter what you're selling. Or you're just selling yourself for employment or something else, or a contract, or just talk a little bit
or
about
even just in the office.
The do's and the don'ts.
So especially for ladies, that's when dress code gets a bit watered down, or because we have a lot of fashion as ladies. And the way you dress affects how people perceive you. So first we were taught, like, if you're wearing a skirt, first it's good to wear same colors, top and bottom, because it gives persistence, it gives like some sort of balance. Consistent look. Although, of course, fashion has changed, so you'll find a lady wearing a hot pink, nice professional jacket with a black skirt
or dress.
but the general rules are it should be either at the knee or below the knee. Like the way I'm seated right now, you can see my thighs are not showing. If you're wearing a skirt and the thighs start to show, it is deemed unprofessional. Because then you are getting into areas that
the focus now shifts completely.
From you as a person to now what are you wearing?
What we can see.
What is behind there?
Tell them.
When the thighs are showing, and we are blessed differently. There are those with very big, small, shapely, so people start.
The focus shifts to what you are actually
even if
supposed
it's a
to be
lady
selling.
talking to you, they are also like wondering, how can she dress like that?
They get distracted.
The judgments start, the distractions start. If it's a man, they probably feel embarrassed, or some, depending on who they are, some could be also vulgar. Shift. Also, like the tops, you should hide your chest.
The bust.
Yes. So don't wear something that's very low on the bust, like you can see the cleavage and all. That tends to now distract people. Also not too tight, although the fashion has changed, but let's not be too tight, because tight, again, it's showing how your body shape is, which can tend to, but of course we can't also dress like grandmothers. We have to dress with fashion. We have to go with
elegance.
the current.
It's elegance.
So it's elegance, prim, professional.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But without distraction.
Without distraction. Also your arms, you can't wear those bare arms in the office, or see-through,
a boob top.
See-through dressing, because that's distractful. Even when it comes to the makeup as ladies, let it not be too shouting. Even the heel, it can't be too high. It can be flat, but again, too flat could look unprofessional. Like I see ladies wearing doll shoes or open shoes in the office. You'll find ladies have like 2-3 pairs of shoes in the office.
Yes.
And they come in the high heels, and then they go into the flat shoes, sometimes sandals. No, even in my office, clients. I tell the ladies, still walk in those high heels. If you're going to wear the high heels, let it be a comfortable heel.
Yes.
So that you can walk around in
the whole day.
And if you want to relax in your desk as maybe you're doing long typing, you're doing a paper or whatever you're doing, you can wear the flat shoes, but let them stay at your desk.
When you
don't walk around in
when
them.
you leave the desk, wear the
proper shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the flat shoes have changed nowadays. You have flat with a small elevation. A small elevation is always comfortable. Good. Very comfortable. Not completely flat, looking playful or Saturday, church. No. Those ones, or open shoes. Open shoes is a no-no. Even open toe is a no-no for especially the financial services. Yeah, or open back such that we are seeing your heel and your ankle, your heel part. Yeah, those we were taught. Actually, we were taught in Standard Chartered how to wear.
How to dress.
Yes.
For executive presence.
And you don't have to spend a lot of money. I think you can go looking for those clothes, even if they are second-hand clothes. Just
match them up.
Match them up. Let them be well ironed. Looking fresh, clean. Yeah.
I've seen people walking around in very creased tops and jackets.
No, that tends to sell you cheap.
It doesn't matter.
It sells you cheap. People don't take you seriously. And it doesn't matter whether you're in sales in the financial services or whether you're behind a desk in back office. Even your own colleagues will have an opinion of you. If you wear those crease clothes, if you're eating and food has poured all over and you have those stains, people won't take you seriously. You are applying makeup and the foundation slipped on you. And now you have that stain or hairs. Yeah, so even the hair should be nice and neat. Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do with your hair. Nowadays, even ladies are wearing wigs, but the wigs also matter. You should always hold or make it short. Because too long now tends to be on the casual side. Like I see these long wigs that are falling up to here and they are all over. Now it tends to look more occasion. You can wear that for a dinner, even if it's a corporate dinner.
Yes.
But when you're in the office day to day, hold it up, make it neat, or make it, you know, just below, like just not more than your, not lower than your, what is it called? This one.
The shoulders.
The shoulder.
The shoulders.
Let it be shoulder length.
Yes, shoulder length. Okay.
That's what we were taught, and actually I've seen it even when you watch movies. Or nowadays in YouTube, there are all these people who talk about professional, how you should...
The etiquette, yeah.
Professional etiquette. They always emphasize that the hair should be shoulder length, not longer than that. And well knit away from the face. Because again, you can't cover your face. People need to see you. I see people wearing those fringes or that are covering almost even the eyes.
The eyes, yeah.
No, that's unprofessional.
It's not proper.
Maybe in other fields like marketing or other non-corporate,
non-front office,
non-front office or even non-corporate can tend to. But nowadays you're finding even if you go to a shop, even a normal shop, like you want to buy furniture or you want to buy real estate or you're buying a holiday, if you meet someone dressed like that, you kind of have an opinion like they are not serious.
We are judgmental human beings.
We are judgmental human beings.
I think
so
by nature.
I think now it's, as long as you incorporate or middle-sized, you know, you're doing something client-facing, you should try and make sure you're neat. You look professional. Even for the men, like you're there with a hoodie. You know, our young men are wearing the trouser, the shirt, the tie, and then a hoodie on top. So can you really talk to your boss in a hoodie? Can you go for a meeting, meet a client in a hoodie? The client will be like, wait a minute, am I dealing with a professional or I'm dealing with someone who has just picked up a hoodie from wherever? For the Gen Zs, nowadays they wear, including my own child, they wear socks and sliders. Slides, they're called slides. Now slides, will you sell to someone in slides and socks and they buy whatever you're... Yeah, so there's that etiquette. So in the financial services especially, because it's an institution of trust, you're taking people's money. You need to be trusted.
Yes.
And how you look, how you talk,
it plays a
big role in whether this person is going to trust you with your money. Including the teller.
Yes.
Including the customer service person who they are meeting.
Yes.
So, including even the guard. Even the guards who work in banks or banking halls of insurance companies, they have to make sure they are neat, clean. And that's why they wear a uniform.
Because they are part of the people there.
They are part of the package.
Business.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you for those tips. So now your interviewer has been quite impressed and he feels that you can join the team on the sales side. And you've done the induction. So tell us what happened after the induction was done. What was the job? So
the job was selling. It was a new department within Standard Chartered called Wealth Management Department. And what we were initially doing, although right now it has evolved into a lot of the real wealth management, even offshore, what we were doing at the time is selling accounts, making sure people are opening accounts with Standard Chartered and funding them. There was also another team that was doing loans and credit cards, but us were the first team. I was in the first cohort for the ones who were selling accounts. Our main goal was to tell clients to open an account. So for every account you would open, it started at every account you open, you're paid $750. It moved to $1,000. Yeah. So this account has to be funded, and the minimum funding was $1,000 at the time. Yes. It has evolved over time, I'm sure, but that was the main goal when it started. Yes. So Standard Chartered's idea at the time was that if this person opens an account, most probably they they like it and they'll put their salary there. Because the main goal of people banking is to ease their transactions, pay their bills. At the time, M-Pesa was not there. That was 20 years ago. So M-Pesa came in 18 years ago, much later, and became popular probably 15 years ago. So most of the transactions that time were done bank to bank. Most Kenyans were transacting using banks. So if you're paying rent, if you're paying for your loan, if you are sending money to someone, you are sending through bank-to-bank transactions. So what the bank was looking for, once that account is open, there will be transactional fees.
Yes.
The person may require a loan. The person may also be a businessman, so they may open their business account there and bring their employees to do payroll there.
Yes.
So that's what basically we are doing. So the minimum qualification of an account was, it's funded with 1,000 shillings.
1,000 shillings, that's funded.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you do?
Initially, it was quite difficult, like challenging. I wouldn't say difficult, because remember, at that time, there was no even client segmentation. You were just told you're supposed to sell accounts. So the first thing you do is maybe tap into your background and say, okay, let me open for my relatives. Then you realize, oh, I can't open for my relatives. So you start thinking, let me now do the building sweeps. So if I'm in Moi Avenue, the next street is Tomboya. Then I move up to Mamangina Street. Let me find out which companies are there, including the exhibitions and whatever.
Street by street?
Street by street. We were calling them
shop by shop.
Street sweeps. Shop by shop, telling them about Standard Chartered, opening accounts. So you've combed the whole of downtown, you're uptown, you've come to Mamangina, Kenyatta Avenue, like that, until you realize, wow, a whole day has gone and I've not even opened one account.
Even a single one?
Yes. And remember that time, there was a period in the 90s when Standard Chartered closed many branches. So it had a bad reputation.
Yes.
Because people are like, oh, you're chasing us away. You're closing branches. I think the minimum deposit, they had put a minimum of 10,000. So anyone without a minimum of 10,000 those days was closed for their accounts, and the branches were closed. So it had come from that backdrop. So now us telling them that you can actually open and the minimum balance is 1,000, and they are remembering how Standard Chartered chased
them away.
Customers. They're like, so it was a bit.
Is this real?
It was a bit difficult.
So there was a brand and trust issue.
Yes, there was a brand and trust issue. But obviously in sales, one thing I learned very quickly is what is your low-hanging fruit. Your low-hanging fruit is the clients who have affinity to resonate with the brand you're selling.
Yes.
So the people who can resonate with your brand are probably salaried individuals. Who are the salaried individuals? Most of them then were blue chip companies. The BATs, the Del Montes. So I even went there.
So the corporates were banking with the bank.
Yes.
Now you are targeting the individuals.
Yes. And I'll come to that, because at first it wasn't like we were open to the database of the bank to try and look for the customers. It was you go out and look for customers. So it was like hawking, the way even insurance. At that time, insurance agents were the ones known for, they were called hawkers, because they are looking at buy an insurance policy. So even you're bundled up together with them, but you have to carry yourself in a higher different. You're using a matatu to do your sales. You're using your own. You're calling from the landline, because at that time it was handsets. The cell phones had started coming, but not everyone had. They were not very popular. They were not very popular. Even maybe for you, affording a handset was not easy.
Yes.
And there was also that time, airtime allowance was not a thing. So most of the calls you are making to get to these customers was through the office handset that you've been given. So you're making phone calls and creating appointments and going. So you sweep most of the corporate world. Later on, I became good at it. Actually, within like 4 months, I had already learned like, oh, this is my low-hanging fruit. So my low-hanging fruit then was employees of corporates, the usual corporates.
Yes.
That is manufacturing and some of these well-known listed companies. You're knocking their doors. Then I started building friends within the bank. So the branch manager for Moi Avenue became my friend and would share ideas, and I would drop to her ideas.
So you'd ask her, who are your customers?
Who are your customers? Because I'm really trying to do these sales,
yes,
and I want to succeed. By that 4 months, half the team left because they couldn't meet the minimum requirement.
The people you joined with?
Yes.
They gave up?
They gave up because it was hard.
Wow.
We had a retainer of 10,000 and then you're supposed to make up the rest with your commissions.
You are only being paid 10K?
Yes, 10K as retainer.
And it covers all your costs?
It can't, because it used to cover just your telephone, a bit of your living expenses. You have to live at home because you can't pay rent.
Yes.
You're not able to afford, and the commissions would come after you have funded the account.
Yes.
And how many accounts you've opened. Remember, it was 1,000 for every account. So I quickly realized that, I need numbers. So I need to collaborate with people. And since I'm good with people, like I can talk to people, the same way I can talk to clients, I can talk to my colleagues. Let me ask my colleagues for help. So I went to the branch and we became friends with the branch manager and started asking, even picking her brain, because she also had targets. And I'm like, what if we were to target companies that already have accounts with the bank to make sure their salary accounts, their payroll accounts are with the bank? Then that way, I get the individuals,
the staff
members to bank and get my commissions, and you get the salary account, an extra account.
For salary processing.
And now we can entice them with, because the ultimate goal is to make them get loans and stuff.
Yes.
So we can even collaborate with the other team for loans and the other team for cards, because they might also want Visa cards and credit cards. So it was a whole collaboration. And in the end, we started opening accounts for already customers who had their current accounts there, but they were not passing their payroll. Some of them were even paying clients, their staff, with checks. So we started introducing them to the payroll processing at a discount. We were able to give them like offers. We worked with the bank, even with the management, to give them offers. So that's a long time coming. That's like my 7th month into the job. And by that 7th month, I got my first award.
For sales? For
sales, because now I had moved from opening 10 accounts to 20 accounts to almost 30 accounts a month.
Per month?
Yes, which was hard.
Wow.
It was difficult. So they started the award system immediately we joined. Very few could get the awards. I missed many awards, but my 7th month, around October, I got my first award, October of 2004.
How did that make you feel?
I felt so happy. I was like, wow, I can do it.
Wow.
By that 7th month, we had lost 3/4 of the team that we came in together.
They had dropped out?
They had dropped out because it's hard to sell.
Wow.
Yeah? And by the 3rd month of us being in that job, we had already been told during the training that the retainer would go away. Now you'd be on full commission. So I was already 4 months into the full commissions.
You eat what you bring.
What you bring.
On the table.
If you don't sell any account that month,
you go hungry.
There is no money.
What?
So that was the 7th month. I'm not only able to feed myself, I'm able to also get awards.
Yes.
And now I'm even thinking, I can't be going home to Kiambaa every day, even if it's 15 kilometers. It's a journey.
It's disruptive.
It's disruptive. So maybe I need to live closer to town. But I can't afford rent. Maybe we need to form join 2-3 people and rent.
And rent a joint. You share.
We share the rent. And that's what we did.
So
My
you
colleagues
shared.
in Chase, 2 girls, we decided to, as we were going on, she was also very aggressive. So we decided to rent in Ngumo,
And
in a
share
servant's
the rent.
quarter. And at least that would help us, because then we would sell for longer. We'd go up to 10 p.m.
Yes.
Selling, because a matatu from town to Ngumo is very quick. And also in the morning it's also
Yeah, but
easy.
Rebecca, Guma was for the upmarket girls.
I know, but it
wasn't for everyone. It doesn't matter.
I remember the rent was somewhere around 12,000, and we would share the rent, the 3 of us.
Wow.
4,000.
Oh, it was 12,000.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have no furniture.
So
you just have a meko
and a what?
And a mattress.
A double. Not a decker bed.
No, you cannot afford a bed.
Hey, okay.
Now a bed, you bring
pole.
Yes.
Wow.
So you first can afford a mattress and a meko, because you need to eat.
Yes.
Even if you're not eating much, you're maybe just making breakfast, because the rest you'll eat out there.
So
you need a meko.
Hapo hata mtu akikuambia, nataka kuona mahali unaishi.
Wapi?
Nothing.
The sitting room
is the bedroom.
Yes.
We've come from very far.
We've come from far.
Okay.
I remember one time my dad came to visit me, and he was like, oh my God, you have left a very big house I built for you people. You had a bedroom and suite to come and live with 3 people. It's like you're living in a slum.
What?
I was like, Dad, I have to. He's like, anyway, it's good. You're now becoming independent. He was not sad about it.
He didn't push.
Yeah. He was like,
he supported your decision.
Continue until you're able to own your own place. Like rent your own place. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So we went on. I got a lot of awards. I got awards now after that, year on year, because I had already gotten into this system of getting into the payroll accounts, working together with the branch manager. The branch manager, why I liked her is because she could do presentations. I was still very young to presentations. So when we do presentations, like in a corporate, like we're meeting the HR, we do and the CEO, we do a presentation, then we are able to be also given time to do a presentation to the staff. Then by that time, my strategy, that's why I can say my strategic planning started.
The skill came out very strong.
Came out strong, because it's things she had never thought about. And she's much older than me. Even the other people in the bank were still like, wow, this is very strategic.
What is this one doing?
Yeah. So
now there's a strategy that they have in golf.
Yeah.
Or something they call the hole-in-one strategy.
Yes.
In golf.
Yeah, we actually did it.
I understand now there's a hole-in-one strategy in sales. Tell us about it. How does that
actually,
work?
Standard Chartered, my general manager, he's still alive, but I really give him a lot of props. He taught us that. So the hole-in-one strategy in sales, which we learned about it when we were in training, and now I employed it practically, is where you get one customer, and that one customer introduces you to many others. So one customer, one sale produces over 5, 10, 30 sales.
How do you do that?
So how you do it is, at the time when you're meeting this customer, whether for the first time or the second time, you ask for referrals.
Tell me, give me names.
Yes. So at the onset, you even if you've not closed the sale
with them,
you ask them, do you have other people
you can tell me
who can buy this product, and you can refer me to them. Go through your phone book.
Wow.
Go through your address book.
So everyone.
So before you leave that office, you've gotten 5 referrals.
5 names.
Minimum.
Wow.
And it has to be done in a way the customer is trusting you.
Yes.
So how you've presented yourself during the initial phone call, all through, because by the time you're having a meeting with a customer, a sales meeting, you've gone through a lot of sales calls, follow-up calls.
Even to get that
to
meeting.
get that meeting.
Yes.
So at that, anyway, that's what we were taught in sales, how to sell in a way that the customer doesn't feel like you're pushing the product.
You are spamming them.
Yeah, you're spamming them, but at the same time, they're gaining trust. So by the time you're meeting them, the trust has been built and they are easy.
Wow.
And then we also learned about personalities. And you know, there are two main personalities in the world. You know, people have two personalities. You're either an introvert or an extrovert. And there are so many others. Myers-Briggs has brought 16 personalities. And I know now there's a school that's talking of 32 personalities. But they all oscillate between introvert
and extrovert.
Now you find in intro, there are some who have the mix. They are called ambiverts. But the primary personalities are two, introverts and extroverts. And we are taught how to sell to introverts and how to sell to extroverts.
So,
and how to recognize who is an introvert and who is an extrovert.
Even before you start
even
the conversation.
Before you start, even on the phone, you can realize the first call, the cold call, from the cold call, you can already tell whether this person is an introvert and extrovert.
Yes.
By asking those probing questions, by just how the person is answering, how the person is being, the nonverbal cues. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe we don't have enough time to delve into that, but
really interesting.
That's what we learned in sales, and I applied it.
So what I'm understanding you to be telling us is that if I'm in sales, the key thing is to understand my target.
Yes.
Customer.
First, understand yourself.
Yes.
What kind of a person are you? Then understand your product and your company, because all of it will be very useful in sales.
Yes.
Because remember, you're also selling the brand.
The brand of the
So you need to understand this brand, the history of the brand, the good things of the brand, then the product.
Yes.
But yourself is very important, because you cannot understand others until you understand yourself. So understand yourself. Also in personality, are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Are you both? What levels? And then the customer you're meeting, don't think of them like a statistic. Don't think of them like the way you look at money and just, you know, in banking, when we are doing cashiering work, we never look at that money like our money or like normal money. We look at it like paper.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't look at like it has value because we're just counting it. So it has no value to you.
Yes.
It's paper. There are people who approach sales like these people are just paper. They're just numbers.
But they are human beings.
They are human beings. So if you want to be a good salesperson, you must understand this is a human being. They have feelings like you. They have the same things you aspire to. They aspire to. Maybe differently, but they are human. They have feelings. They have families. They have children. So tap into their feelings to be able to close the sale. Tap into understand the customer. Get to know. You can't leave that meeting without knowing what interests them. Do they have family? What are their needs? Are they immediate? What their aspirations? Because that's what you do in a sales meeting. You don't sell the product. You first understand the client,
where the customer
and
is
match your
from.
product to the needs they may have. They don't even realize they have certain needs, but you bring those needs out.
Yes.
And they realize, wow,
I can propose this.
I need this product, because it's not the product what it will do for me. If I open this account, I'm able to secure a loan. And this loan will help me buy that property.
Yes.
So the goal is that property. You've brought out the need, the future need that they had. So they realize that part of the plan to get that future aspiration is to open this account.
Amazing.
And they'll be sold.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're actually going back to the principles of what we call the ikigai.
Yes.
Because it's all about the passion. I have a passion to sell.
Yeah.
But then I must identify a need.
Yes.
Or a gap.
Yes.
And I think it is true with everything, whether it's social impact or whatever, whether it's sales or any other purpose you are pushing.
Yeah.
And then you identify who your market is, your audience, your target.
Yes.
And then, of course, it's also important, how will it make money for you?
Yes.
Yeah, because with every sale, you expect to make some money to sustain yourself. Oh, those are very amazing tips.
Yeah, so those are the things I employed, and now I'm coming to the point of I'm now heading to 24 years. I'm almost 1 year into this job.
How long did you do this job?
I did it for 1.5 years.
1.5 years.
Yes. I started from October of 2004 and left in March of 2006.
Did you make money?
Yes.
Tell us
I
how
actually
much
made my first million.
1 million?
Yes.
23-year-old?
24.
24-year-old?
When I was 24, 1 year into my job.
1 million?
Because I had mastered these sales, I had mastered the targets, and I had mastered the market that we needed to sell to. And since we only needed accounts that can later on do other things for the bank, the minimum was 1,000. So I had gone to the point of even opening accounts for larger organizations, salary accounts for larger organizations.
Yes.
And the easiest low-hanging fruit was security companies because they employ a lot of guards. So one of actually my team members, by that time I had already, by maybe the 8th or 9th month of after getting several awards and hitting those targets, I had already been made a supervisor. So I had a team of 5 people under me. And later on I became a team leader. Just before I left, I was made a team leader, but for a period, I was a senior, like a supervisor of direct sales. So one of my team members was very also strategic. I think it's the way we used to meet and talk and have ideas, strategic ideas. And she was like, since we need salary accounts, why don't we target security companies? Because they have a lot of employees. So we were able to go with the branch manager and a few managers to several security companies, and we were able to get them.
Wow.
Most of them were banking with Standard Chartered. All they needed to do is open salary accounts and direct salaries there. And now we were talking directly with the CEOs and the human resource. And I got to a point of people are selling for me. Not just my employees, even those HRs, their teams.
Okay.
They used to have forms. So any new employee who's coming on board, they're filling the form, picking the call and telling us, come for your forms.
So they were opening an account, a normal bank account,
and
then they
left the forms
in addition a form for your product.
Yes, we left
amazing.
The account opening forms for salary accounts there. So every time they would have new people, or maybe they are shifting the payroll, we'd either have an open day where we go there for even a whole day, a whole week,
and talk to
or
them.
even several weeks. Not just talk to them. Now the talking has already stopped because they are sold. So the only thing the employees are being told, open accounts with Stanchart. And here is Rebecca and her team. Wow. So we were opening a lot of accounts.
You are the star.
Now we are the stars, not just me, but my team. I've grown with people. I value people a lot in my journey for leadership. So my team and I were able to open a lot of accounts and distribute within ourselves, even call other teams. The whole unit at some point was now just doing account opening for guards.
Wow.
And we were meeting, blowing those budgets and being given more and more budgets, targets, and we are hitting the targets because in the end, like in a 3 months period, you're opening like 10,000 accounts, something unheard of.
Wow. So now it's looking so good.
Yeah, it's looking good.
So why leave after 1.5 years? Why did you leave? It's looking so good and prospects are great.
Yeah, but am I going to do this forever?
Why not?
I have career ambitions. Remember, on top of being a banker, I want to also be a leader. I want to be a boss. Yeah? So, and I also want now formal. This was just selling in a banking
And this
situation.
is not a permanent.
This is not
without
permanent.
the benefits.
Yes, it doesn't
Yeah.
have the benefits. It doesn't. It doesn't have the pension, the salary every month.
The loan.
This
benefits.
selling is you start at zero. Remember, whatever you sell is what you eat.
Yes.
So in the new month, day one of the new month, you are at zero, unless you brought accounts. So at the end of the month, they count how many accounts you've done, you get paid. So it's a rat race. It's very high pressure. And it's also like you have to work to it. And of course, you have to work even in the permanent employment. But there's nothing hanging over your shoulder that if I don't sell, I won't eat.
I have no coin on me.
I have no coin on me. I needed a stable income. So at that point, I started thinking I need to now grow into banking, become a leader, and at the same time, create a life. And I had an aspiration. You know, when you're a teenager, when you're growing up in your 20s, I always used to tell myself, at 25, I need to start having a family, babies.
You had a target for starting a family?
Yes.
25.
You've noticed by now I am those people who I plan my life.
Wow.
In a small way, not very complicated way,
That's
but
in
I
a
have
big way. If you even
I have
know when.
aspirations. I plan my life. So the way I had planned my life, even writing my journals, I'm saying by 25 I need to have babies. By 30 I need to be a manager.
Wow.
Like that. So tapping into that, going back to my personal strategy, I'm like, I can't do. I've done this for 1.5 years. I've been one of the best salespeople in Standard Chartered.
Yes.
But I need more. I want to be stable. I want to bring up a family. I cannot be having a child breastfeeding and I'm running these sales. Some of the sales, I would wake up very early. I would go to those offices in those companies like G4S and KK Securities at 3 a.m. in the morning.
What?
How can I be a parent
Open
at 3 a.m. to open accounts? The same Wakulima Marikiti ladies that I told you about, those same matatus would pick me from home earlier on,
As
before I
they pick the
moved
women.
to Ngumo, to go do those sales.
3 a.m.
3 a.m. and show up at 4 a.m. in people's offices, because most of these manufacturing companies, they work 24 hours.
They do 24-hour
The
shifts.
guard companies work 24 hours.
Yes.
Newspapers also work 24 hours.
Yes.
Most of the industrial area businesses. So even at 3 a.m. there are people.
Wow.
And you have to be there early because after that they are dispatched.
And they start their business of the day.
So you can imagine you're working, you're starting your job. No one is telling you, it's your pocket that's pushing you and your future.
Accounts.
You need to open accounts, you're looking at your targets, you're looking at your money target, because you have a target, like this month I want to earn 100, this month I want to earn 200. So that's what's waking you up. Not at the targets they've put for you, 20 accounts.
Yes.
20 accounts, what will it do for me? 20,000.
You are getting paid 1,000 per account. So
per account.
20 accounts is 20,000.
So the company budget is the company budget. Me, I have my own
based on
personal
your
budget.
Requirements.
Yes.
It's tough.
And I started from, and that's what I tell salespeople. Even people working in corporate world, have your own personal target.
Forget about the
company
one is company
work
one.
for your personal target, and it should be higher than the company one.
Wow.
Yes.
So when did you get a chance to leave then?
So the same lady, you know, relationships are very important even in leadership and in life generally. So without knowing, because I didn't know so much, without knowing, I was like, since we work very closely with this lady, and she'll see my ambition and my energy is depleting, because I was getting tired. You're almost getting burnt out because of this very early in the morning, very late nights, because you're always selling. So I told her, I'm really getting overwhelmed and tired. I need a stable job. I need a more quieter, because I also need to start a family. And just in case you hear it, I'm looking for a job. I've not even started applying, but I'm trusting God for a job.
I'm sending feelers out now.
Yeah. I'm now, like, my energy is shifting from Standard Chartered. Even if it's within Standard Chartered, because basically where I was talking to her is, if she has a position, because she's a branch manager,
to tell you.
if she hears something, an opening within the bank or outside, she can let me know. Okay. Luckily, immediately we had that conversation, and I was fearing telling her. You know the way you have your doubts. Like, should I tell her? So on the day I told her, when we had gone for a meeting, coming back in the car, when I told her that, she's like, wow, it's good you've told me. Because there's a friend of mine who works for Chase Bank, who is looking for a salesperson to do customer service. And the reason why she's looking for a salesperson is because salespeople, especially people who do what you do, know how hard it is to get a customer. So if you're in customer service, you'll know how to keep a customer.
And you will treat them right.
You will treat them very well, like kings and queens. So she's like, in fact, I think you're perfect for that job. And she made that phone call in the car.
The second time somebody makes a phone call to connect you.
To connect me.
Power of networks.
Imagine. So she makes that phone call and calls her friend and says, the lady I work with, she's excellent in sales, she's gotten awards, perfect candidate for you. And that was, I think, on a Wednesday. And the lady says, tell her to come on Monday for the interview, but give me her number, we'll call her officially. What? So my first 2 jobs, I did not apply, I didn't send CVs, I was connected.
That's amazing.
But you're connected because you're in the right place, the right time, and being active, using your networks, using your talents. Remember the first time was, they saw me being very helpful and decided I can be a good candidate.
The long and short of it is, you have demonstrated to somebody that you can perform and you can deliver in that other space. That's why they have made the call.
Yeah, and you're also asking. The second time, I asked.
You're inquisitive.
I asked her, like, if you have something, I'm looking for something more stable, more relaxed, and a permanent job. And she was quickly able to realize that her friend had told her and made the connection. So
what I'm hearing you say is that we should not be afraid to share our aspirations with others. Because you don't know who has had something, an opportunity here, a position here, a vacancy here, and they will tell you, oh, by the way,
I know someone. And then they connect to your skills and your character, and they're like, by the way, you can be a good candidate for this. Go for this.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know whether you get it, but you got them.
Yeah, and that's how people say they are lucky. Luck doesn't come to those who are just there.
Sitting down, complaining about anything and
not
everything.
Doing something. Luck finds you where you are.
No, I always say that luck is opportunity.
Yes.
Finding you prepared.
Yes. Actually, that's so profound.
Yes.
Opportunity, finding you prepared. That was me.
That's what happened to you.
Yeah. I did the interview, and when I was reaching the lift to go, they told me, oh, come for the second interview. I'm from banking. My background was horticulture. I have no finance knowledge. This job is challenging me to learn finance. The greatest challenges give you the greatest lessons, and that's one thing I've learned in life and in leadership. So it's a bit complicated and that's why maybe most Kenyans have not made money in the stock market, because they don't understand those dynamics. And by the time they are understanding, they are picking a stock when it's already at the highest. You should not just buy what's going up. You should pick it when it's at its lowest.